Hello, good morning and welcome back to the Fish Locker out on the boat. James and I are up bright and early on the boat. It has been tipping it down this morning, hasn't it, James?
Yep.
We have been soaked already, but we will not let that stop us. What are we doing today?
Sharking.
We are going out for James's first sharking trip on our boat. First order of the day is to try and find some bait. I'll explain everything else as we're doing it. Just wish us luck. Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's go. Are you ready, Skipper?
Yep.
Let's go then. We lost a couple there. If somebody stop, that's when they come off. There you go. You'll drop next. Right? I'll go.
It's like, what do they think the tinsel is?
Little tiny fish. Yeah. If we catch a dozen mackerel, I'll be laughing, but it started raining again, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera away. Is it still there, is it? Yeah. Two of them. Well done. Well, that's what we won't need. Good job. I've got enough bait now. Let's get offshore. We have made it to where we wanted to be. There is a little bit of slop out here. We are working with about sort of 4 or 5 feet every, I would guess, 6 or 7 seconds with a little bit of chop on top. I've just killed the engine to see which way we're going to drift while I sorted the stuff out, and James has dropped some baited feathers down to the bottom, and straight away you've latched into what I'm assuming is either a pouting or a whiting, which is a very good sign. We have got a good drift, we have got good water temperature, we seem to be in a fishy location. Let's get going. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rig everything up and then we can start fishing, and then I'll come back and talk to you. Hopefully by then James will have got the fish up to the surface, because we are in pretty deep water. Yeah, 82 metres of water. I hope this rain holds off. We've got a lot of rain on the horizon. That is a nice size whiting, James. Long way up though.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. Well, Mr. Weatherman, you were slightly wrong about today, but we won't let that stop us. I have the first bait out. I can talk to you about what I'm going to do now. Anybody who's watched our shark fishing videos before, you're going to have to bear with me. I'll be teaching you how to suck eggs. But yes, I make my homemade chum. There is a video on the Fish Locker Workshop channel showing you how to make this. I freeze mine so that when I have it in the water it thaws out gradually and slowly releases chum. And I put them over the side in a laundry sack. Now, a little bit of a tip, don't tip it out onto the deck into the laundry sack. Do it in a bucket so that all the little bits that fall out don't go all over your deck and make your deck really slippy. I also find like a cube works better. If it's too flat, there's too much surface area and it melts too quickly. I then just suspend the sack over the side of the boat and let it all drift out. Now you do have to keep your eye on this, because if the sharks are being sneaky, they'll come up underneath the boat and bite the bag. If they're really aggressive like that, you'll have to put your bag inside of a bucket or inside of a barrel to stop them biting through it. But already I can see like a greasy slick being released. That's all the fish oil coming out of the chum, and that is what's going to attract the sharks. Now all I'm going to do there, ideally what you'd want is one really nice long drift, so you've got one long, like almost road of scent. Any of the sharks swimming around will swim into that chum slick and go, I like the smell of that, and follow it all the way to the boat and find my baits on the way. That's the theory of it. Now, my traces, my shark traces come in 2 parts. Again, there is a video on the Fish Locker Workshop channel showing about this. I have, when I can get one out of the bag, I have a trace body. A trace body made out of 8 to 10 feet of wire, incorporating a lead. And then I have a hook length. The reason that I have detachable hook lengths on my traces is because this is the part that's going to see the shark's teeth. This is the part that's most likely to get damaged. So rather than having to throw a whole trace away, I just have interchangeable hook lengths. It also can help if you have a hook that's in a bit of an awkward spot and you need to pull it through rather than unhook it. But that doesn't happen very often. But again, having detachable hook lengths helps for that. I'll get one of them knocked up and then I'll show you the rig. The rod that I've got there, the deeper rod, the furthest rod that I fish away, I fish it deep. And that's just because as the chum leaves the bag, it sinks, so it spreads out deeper. So my furthest rod is my deepest rod, that's already set. This rod is my shallower rod. It is a Penn offshore casting tuna conflict rod, and it's rated to 180 grams. We might be getting a bite on this rod, like you hear it click once. On my leader, I have got a sliding float. I just use a pop bottle. Trace body incorporating a lead. On the end, you have a hook length. Now, flappering off one of the mackerel that me and James caught 10 minutes ago, all I do is I used, this is a 14-0 Cox and Roll Mutsu circle with the barb crushed. All of the shark fishing that we do in the UK, I would say 99.9% of it, is all catch and release. We will ideally be tagging some sharks today. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to run that float out a little bit of a distance away from the boat, set my drag. It's a good drag that. This is a Spinfisher live liner 6,500 and I've got a Gamexus handle on there. The reason I like the live liner is because you've got the bait runner function that allows line to be pulled off, and as soon as you wind the handle you're straight into full drag. There we go, we are fishing. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you this chum slip. Yeah, this is it. We're fishing now. All we've got to do now is wait for a bite. Now, you'll get one or two things happen here. You have to keep an eye on the floats because you can get what's called a drop back bite. Oh, it's dropped it. Oh, I was literally just saying you can get what's called a drop back bite. The float will sit straight up in the water. That is because there's a weight on the trace and it holds you upright. If that float lays down flat like that, a shark has picked up the bait and the weight and is swimming around in the water, which is just what's happened there. Yeah, the float laid completely flat on the water. Probably a little shark. Now, I was about to say, I was like, we're fishing now, this is us, we're fishing now potentially for the next 5 hours. We'll just drift along, ideally, hopefully catching fish, changing baits, until we run out of chum. On a sloppy enough day like this, yeah, it's good to have a couple of 3 blocks, just because the boat slapping around ends up thawing your chum out quicker. Now that bite could come on almost instantly, like I've had it out before, like when I put a bait over the side before I've even put my chum over, and a shark's had it. In other times you might have to wait a couple of hours. It's part of fishing. But yeah, that was a bite almost instantly. Yeah, ideally, I mean, we've got wind against tide at the minute, which is making it a little bit more sloppy. When the tide changes round and we've got wind and tide together, we should have a smoother day. Drifting at 0.8 knots, but we also have the tide going the other way, so it's theoretically it's faster. The wind's pushing us across the top of the tide. The tide's going that way and the wind's going that way. Because we're floating on the surface, the wind's stronger on us. I hope that makes sense. Right. There is the chum bag. And there, I don't know if you can see it, is like a glassy road. You see how it's all ripply? It's all ripply, and then this bit down the middle is shiny. Yeah, the shiny bit that's running down there is the oil, the fish oil that's coming out of the chum slick. Yeah. Ideally, we'll have a nice long chum slick like that. So any of the sharks that are swimming around, we'll swim into it, then follow that smell all the way to the boat and find our baits. Now for this rod, you're going to hear a, and for this one, you're going to hear a.
I heard like something.
Just got to catch a fish now. Right, now that we're fishing, we need to get everything that isn't necessary cleared out the way, so you have a clear deck space, and everything that you might need needs to be right close to hand. T-bar, gloves, foot pad for James, tags. Anything else that isn't needed, get it up out the way, because we might end up in a situation where we've got two sharks on at the same time. We might get a shark that's 200 pounds each. Yeah. You need to be prepared now. I'm getting excited. You're getting excited, James?
Yeah,
James is like. There's a shark. Yeah, got it. Good job, James, well done. James was actually just taking a little nap. Oh no, it's dropped it that. That's a little fish, that. That was a big bait and a little fish. But yeah, James was just having a little nap down there on the deck. And all of a sudden, it was just zzz. Tell you what, send this one back out. But we know there's a shark there, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, that's
I'm waiting for this one because the float still hasn't come up yet. Yeah, I'm waiting for the float to come up because the shark might still be following it. If it hasn't pulled the whole bait off, I might come back for it because it won't have felt the hook. Just gently draw it back to the boat. Yeah, that was the deep rod. Floats up now. I mean, it ran deep. It must have taken 25 metres of line. See if I've got any bait left. I did put a big bait on. I put like a 1.5 to 2 pound whiting that had been flappered off, just because I wanted it to be a big bait for a big fish. And yeah, I think what's happened there is the little one's come and picked it up. You can sometimes, you see how I'm not horsing it to the boat. If there's one there that's unsure about whether or not he wants to take the bait, by doing it like this, you can sometimes trigger them on to taking it. It's almost, it thinks like, oh no, it's going to get away from me. Just see a couple of little bite marks in this bait. That's the deep bait, that's the furthest bait. This is like half the distance and half the depth. It's also sometimes worth putting a bait like right down next to your chum bag. Just because sharks sometimes, they come in and miss the boat, go around, come back underneath. That's what this one's for. see the float up?
Yeah.
Go. Like that.
There's a rod thing.
You're up. Come on, James. You're up. Right, get your foot pad on. Alright. Okay, come here then. Right, you want to hold the rod? Hold on tight though, because it's a big one. There you go. Hold up. Well, there's James's first blue shark. And not on the easiest of days either. It's a bit sloppy today. Try holding the rod a little bit lower down. There you go. You gaining on it?
Yeah.
By fishing the way that we do, I can keep that furthest bait out there. I mean, this is probably the same fish that tried to take the other bait. But I don't need to bring that rod in. There's a shark around that rod. I've just seen a shark fin around that float. Another shark just down there, James. I've just seen it. I was just looking down there towards where the other float was, and there was a shark fin just come past it. So yeah, we have smashed. Right. You alright? You're doing good, that's how you do it. What we're going to do with this shark, and then try and catch the next one, okay? Next time you get it to the boat, try and put it underneath your arm like this. So that I can get the fish to the boat. Right, you hold on to the rod, please. Right, now that I've got over the trace.
That is a big one.
Well done. Nice one. Nice one there, James. You want to pass them off there, there you go. James's first blue shark. You're gonna lean over towards it. Still a bit angry. Let's get a tag in it.
Shall I read the number?
Okay.
The number is 425080.
080. You just can't be in the water with that. There's the tag. There's the shark. There's a happy angler. Right, can you just grab the tea bags on the other side?
That's a yanker.
Let's go. Well, my boy, congratulations! Yeah, first blue, biggest fish ever. Right, let's get another bait out, quick. There's another shark around.
Yeah.
Rocky and rolling, isn't it? There you go, fresh bait on. Now I 100% saw another shark at the back of the slick when we were playing that one, so I know we have another one somewhere. Hopefully it's somewhere nearby, because when that shark was thrashing about the side of the boat, I did bring the chum bag aboard just to stop it from getting all smashed up. That does mean that there is a gap now in our slick of maybe about 20 metres. Hopefully they'll make the gap, they'll join the gap. But, right, we need to get a new tag on our stick. We need to fill out the information. Good job, James.
Oh yeah.
We've got a pod of dolphins right next to us. Oh, there they are. See them all? Yeah. We've got a pod of common dolphins with us. Just all at the back, yeah. See, slow down a second. To get smashed around. Yeah, they are literally all up and down in the back of the slick. It's cool when you see them doing that, they like surf down the waves. And for anybody curious, yeah, the dolphins are too smart to take the baits. They must be up, shark. There we go. Alright, just dropped it, it's only a real small one. You see that was a real good bite, it was a real good zipper. But because it was only a small shark, it didn't have the whole bait in its mouth. You can tell that because it's dropped it straight away. Keep your butt pad on. Keep your butt pad on, son, because it sounds like we're going to get some action. Yeah. In fact, what I might do, I might take this off. These tags, these float tags, these are NOAA tags. I will tag information in the description of the video about these tags. You record things like its sex, its rough location, its length, its girth, everything that you can get about it. So that if somebody else recaptures this shark, they record the same information and they'll be able to track things like growth rates, migration routes, species diversity by sex, like all the females in one area, all the males in another, how they interact. It's all really valuable information for the protection of these sharks. Where's he gone? That was another thing there, is that people say that dolphins and sharks don't hang around together, like they don't like each other. Now dolphins can kill sharks, but I've quite regularly seen them hanging around together and caught them in amongst each other. Like I had dolphins around the boat like that, and I had sharks pick up baits as well. Someone playing with that deep float. Yeah, dolphins are too smart, they won't take a wire. They won't take a dead bait like that. Sharks and seals will. I've just brought this in to go and check the bait. Now I left it out for a couple of minutes just in case it was still around. But I can see by the size of the bite, like the bite was there, and round here and round there, this was only a very, very little shark. I know from experience that what they'll do is they'll come in, if the bait's sitting like that, they'll come in at the side and grab it in the middle. Their mouths are only about that big, the really, really small ones. Send a fresh bait out and try and catch a bigger one. We have got a shark in the slick. I keep seeing it from time to time, and you can see these birds that are just taken off here. That's a really good indicator. Like there is a fish around. But because there's only one, he can afford to take his time and kind of meander about and pick and choose. And just brought the deepest bait in because I thought I haven't seen anything on that for a while. Brought it in and that bait was gone. So yeah, he's around. Now we need another shark to turn up, so they've got something to compete against. Then it'll trigger one of them, either the new one or the one that's been here for a while. They'll think, oh, I've got some competition, I'll eat one of these baits. So having a shark in the slick is a good thing. He doesn't even need to be properly on the feed, because having him there, if we come upon any other ones, it'll spur one of them on to taking a bait. It's the same principle as like when you're doing any type of fishing, to be honest. It's getting the fish competing with each other. Gets a stronger reaction and a stronger bite. For all it does look a little bit sloppy, these are really good sharking conditions. We've got potentially a drop back bite on this one. Yep, found it. Yeah. Just wind it. Good lad. Oh god, it run right to the boat, this one. Big line, Jim. There you go. Good job. Yeah, like I was saying about the drop back bites, the deepest float sat up in the water. Good lad. This one. There you go, just bring it in. There you are. Put that down there. Put the rod down on the other side of the boat. Good man. Just going to angle this camera over here a little bit. Remember what I was saying about having a shark in this slick helps? You know, hold on to this one for me for a second. Maybe not. Right, keep tight hold. Big one, isn't it? Try and run this bait out while that shark's on the boat. That way it keeps the bait fishing. If I can get this away over there, that means that I've still got a bait fishing while I'm dealing with that shark. Running now. Right, keep it going. That's what we wanted. Yeah, we've managed to pay the other bait out, so we now have a float back in the slick while I'm playing this fish. Because if you haven't got a bait in the water, you're not going to catch a fish. Do you think this one's bigger than the other one? I think there's another shark in it. Do you want to get make sure we've got the tag in the T-bar ready. Not a lot bigger than yours. But it is a little bit bigger.
Tag number is 425081.
081. the handle quick. Good man. James is on the fish too. Looks like a good one.
This is... This monstrous one.
Right. Like I was saying about running another bait out. Now that hook was just inside that fish's mouth. If I'd had the time, I could have tried to T-bar it out because it wasn't in the corner, it was just inside. But as it was, this other rod went and it looked like James was in a bit of trouble because it managed to strip more than half of the spool away. So all I did was I just snipped the hook away. I'm sorry if the camera didn't say all that because when I'd looked up the camera was facing down over. Somehow it managed to get knocked. But yeah, this feels like a nice fish. Just going to gain a little bit of line back and then you can have a go at it, alright?
That thing screamed.
It did, it ran off.
It was like, I'm out.
See what I'm doing? Look, winding down and lifting up.
Yeah, that's what I was doing with the first one.
Right. You ready to take over?
I need to strap this to...
Good. You got it? Right. This plays into what I was saying about being prepared. Like, we're prepared, we know what we're doing here. No, it's alright. Because I had to snip a hook away. Now I don't use stainless hooks, man, are carbon hooks. That hook will rot away and it's barbless as well, so it'll just drop out. No time at all, that shark will shed that. And like I was saying before about making my traces in different parts, all I'll do now is just clip on another hook length and I can send the bait straight back out again. You're doing well, son. It's one of the beauties of fishing with two people is you can do this. When I'm fishing all by myself, I have to do everything by myself. For people curious, I've measured the side of my boat and I've put marks on it. So I know when I offer a fish up, it's 80, it's 90, it's 100, it's... Right, doing really well, James. Come on, keep going. Just let me put my gloves on and I'll take it off you for a bit. You're all puffed out. Good man.
Shall I read the tag number?
Yeah. Big old one, isn't it?
Tag number is 425082.
You just slide that lead up over the side, please. Yeah, that's it.
I've got the tag number out. 425082.
Fish that. Come on, big girl, off of me your back. There's the tag. That is a lovely big shark. That is a stunner. There's the tag. That is a lovely big female shark. Yeah. That's an 80-pounder. That's good. Right, yeah, that was an 80-pounder. Get another bait shot out. Fast asleep. Fishing some baited feathers on the bottom is producing a couple of nice whiting. Now the larger ones of these, I will hold them back until the end. Because while we've got mackerel baits to use, I'll use the mackerel. Because James, you enjoy eating whitings, don't you?
Yeah, I do enjoy it.
It is a nice eating fish. Especially when you get them of a decent size. I mean, this is the smallest size that I would take. You do get them up to like 4 pounds. So, yeah. And all I'm doing now is I'm just fishing a set of mackerel feathers with a bit of mackerel on the bottom. When you've got a little bit of a quiet spell like this, inside my trace bag I usually carry a little bit of bag of odds and sods. So what I'll do now is that trace that I had to cut off earlier, I'll just crimp another hook on now. Using a little bit, the tide has just dropped off. Our drift is going to end up being like a horseshoe today because we've drifted and the tide's turning and then we'll have wind and tide together. We're just at that turn now, just at the slack period. So I aren't expecting an awful lot of action, probably for the next half an hour. I'll use this slower time to sort my traces out. When you buy these hooks, they've got barbs on them, look. So all I'll do is I'll just take a pair of pliers and just crush the barb. Ready to be used. So there is it.
Are you having this one?
Yeah, if you want. We'll put the harness back on. Ready? This one has been a while coming. Yeah, we've probably had 2 hours of no fish, and I've been working the chum bags and I've been fishing for bait fish and I've been chunking and I've been trying every trick I could, and the weather has got considerably worse. I'd literally just said to myself I'll give it half an hour, and yeah, one of the rods has gone, so I'm happy with that. Right, should we have a look? He's a little tiny one, I don't know what's going on with this one. Because he's a little one.
Oh, look at that.
You are more likely to get bitten by one of these, James, than by one of the big ones. Perfect little blue shark.
That is a little blue shark.
Right, what we're going to do, Little scrappy ones like that have been pecking at it all day.
Yeah.
They don't even give a proper bite, it's just like a zap, zap. You've been hearing it earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been hearing it on the heavier
They
ones.
keep pulling the baits off. And I don't know if you can tell, but the conditions have got a lot worse. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to wrap everything up. I'm going to feed the last bait out, I'm going to wrap everything up, and in the next 10 or 15 minutes we're going to head back in. Hooked, well, 2 dropped runs really early on. I'd landed 4, tagged 4. Best fish £80, and James landed the first fish, his first blue shark, at £30, and then we had a team effort for the 80, didn't we?
Yeah.
What a great start to the season. Now, grabbing that card out quick so we don't forget. Hopefully this season's only going to get better. There we go, another card completed. Right. I boated that shark really quickly just to show you its physiology, show you it good for the camera. Generally, you won't see me boating sharks. I will occasionally have to if I've caught a shark and it comes to the side of the boat and it's got lost fishing gear in it. So it's got long line hooks in it, it's wrapped up in feathers, it's got bits of net wrapped up in it. Then I'll boat them to take it all off. But otherwise, I will come up the side of the boat. Are we getting a bite on this? Whatever. If you've got a door, like if you've got a door at the side of the boat or like a landing platform, that's slightly different. But yeah. Generally, I would leave the fish in the water. I mean, there's nothing. I've tagged, measured, and released several fish on the side of the boat today. I've done hundreds in my time. James saying there, we have got a little fish playing with that bait at the back. James says there, imagine if it's the same fish. Quite often you do catch the same fish in the same session. I know this because I've tagged them. There was a couple of sessions last year where we were really in amongst the fish. We had like 30 and 40 in a session. 1 or 2 of them that we tagged at the start of the day, we re-caught them twice, like in the session, because all they must do is they'll just swim off, come back, join the chum slick, follow it against the boat, and then get caught again. So yeah, tagging them and releasing them like this doesn't cause many harm at all. Right, start packing up. Tell you what we're going to do. What we are going to do is we are going to give it as long as it takes for me to eat my packed lunch, which is a chicken cob salad with soft boiled eggs, and James has got some wraps. So yeah, we're going to eat our food. If we haven't had a bite in the time it takes us to finish our food, we're going straight in. There's been a few times before, like when I've dumped the chum bag out at the end of the session and the sharks come, just gone raw. We'll start steaming back now, depending on the route. If we've got any decent wrecks on the way back, I might have a drop down for a pollock. Yeah, I'm happy with that for the first session of the year. I'm going to go and sit at the front so you don't get wet. We are back in shore now, and it is like a completely different day. On the way back in, I spoke to 2 of my friends. One was a charter boat, one was a recreational boat. Both of those guys were out sharking as well, and we actually caught more than they did. So even though we struggled from the conditions, we did all right, didn't we? Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I enjoyed myself.
Would you like to do that again?
Yeah.
James's first ever blue shark session on our boat, and his first shark solo. And you helped me do an 80-pounder as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. And he's sporting his new life jacket as well.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed joining us. I hope you found it interesting. All the very best. See you later.
See you later.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the Fish Locker YouTube channel, where we have hundreds of videos from our adventures just like this one. We upload new videos every Sunday evening, so don't forget to click subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Let's go.